Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Be That 1% podcast. If this is your first time to the show, welcome. And if you are a return listener, welcome home to the 1% community. Today, I want to share a strategy that has helped me and the clients that I serve break through fear, inconsistency, and procrastination. And it has to do with something that we all know, but don't really use the inverse of. And I'll explain what that means. But, you know, usually those who listen to this podcast have some form of impact or influence. And usually that means they're a leader of a team, or people view them as a leader, or they're just a person with a growth mindset wanting to learn more skills and tactics and strategies to take back to those that they care about and share this knowledge so that they and them can become collectively stronger, better, you name it. So I have the privilege of and the honor of working with a lot of direct selling companies. And for those of you who don't know what that means, door to door, people who sell pest control, solar, alarms, a myriad of other things. And the reason why I work with direct selling companies is there's a lot of reasons, but I believe it's one of the greatest skills that you can equip yourself with: the ability to sell and the ability to approach a stranger that you don't know, and within 10, 30 minutes to an hour, get them to support them in making a decision for whatever said service is a skill, and one that will last with you for the rest of your life, and one that will always keep you in high demand, because things don't happen until an idea is sold, right? And you're selling every day. You're selling your significant other, you're selling your friend on what they should wear, or how they should look at life. You're selling, the person at the counter when you are negotiating. Any form of interaction between humans, some form of selling is going on, right? And in having worked with door-to-door companies since 2016, so going on about 7 years now, I've gotten to learn a lot about that culture and the struggles that they face, and um, a lot of them doing summer internships or summer experiences, going out to a different city and selling for 3 or 4 months, then coming back and not having to work for the rest of the year because of how much money they were able to make in that short time. And one of the things that I've shared with a lot of these door to door companies is a technique that has helped a lot of them break through the fear that they have of failure, the fear of success, the fear of rejection, the inconsistency of one day I'm selling high, the other day I'm selling low, one day I'm feeling good, the other day I'm feeling bad, or I'm just procrastinating. I don't really want to go out there. I'm not really feeling it today. And what's something that I can teach them through embodying it in my own, but also teach leaders to support their teams and getting them out of those mindsets, because that mindset is not going to support their mission of coming out to the company and to sell for X period of time, which is what they originally wanted and said they still do want. As a leader, how can I help them? How can I help other leaders support those reps in being the best version of themselves, or at least achieving the goals that they set out to make or to achieve? So here's the strategy. It's something called future pacing, and it's a form of visualization. And when you hear visualization, there's so much research on the effectiveness of it. Michael Phelps being one of the big proponents of visualization, as his coach would always tell him, like, watch the tape, watch the tape. And it was mental tape. It was constantly going over potential scenarios that could happen in meets and in competitions and in the Olympics. Like, what if your goggles fill up with water? Or what if this happens? Someone gets in your lane, or what, constantly visualizing. The body, the mind, when it's experiencing something vivid, does not know the difference between what's real and what's not. And so if you could vividly imagine what you want your body to do in certain situations, you're in essence programming it to show up that way. And if you can go there thousands of times mentally before you're ever there once physically, how much more prepared are you going to be, right? And so usually when visualization is discussed, it's usually about visualize the things that you want. Visualize the person you want to be. Visualize the sale going your way. Visualize, someone saying yes. Visualize the best case scenario. And I'm not saying that that's bad. I think that that is good, and I think uh, that's an effective way of creating more of a carrot kind of motivation and also laying down tracks of what's possible. So we definitely need that. And then there's the other way where you take people to some time in the future and you imagine them living out the worst case scenario, the reality that they don't want, and you get them to go there. Right. And so, in the context of direct selling and in these door to door companies, I'm usually coming to talk to them about midsummer where burnout is like high, motivation levels are low. They're questioning whether they, should finish, if they made the right choice. It's the wear and tear of so many doors, so many no's, the chatter that happens in their mind, the comparison that takes place between reps and companies and companies. And, there's a laundry list of things that aid in all of those above things that I mentioned. But one of the strategies is future pacing. And so in these trainings that I do, I have them close their eyes and I have them go to a negative reality in the future based on all the things, all the behaviors, the daily actions that they're currently doing that they know they shouldn't be doing. Sleeping through their alarm, not knocking the doors, having longer meetings or longer breaks at lunch. Maybe they get 30 minutes for lunch, but now they're taking an hour and a half. Not going to certain territories that they've been assigned to knock, justifying why they should leave early and not work the hours that they've committed to work. All these types of behaviors. And when I have them close their eyes, I imagine for the next few weeks to months, them continuing to do that behavior. Close your eyes and see yourself snoozing your alarm. See yourself taking longer breaks. See yourself going from door to door with a low vibe, not much momentum. You're kind of just going through the motions and just feel that. Be that. Experience that. And then fast forward 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. And so in their mind, they're visualizing all them doing the things that they know they shouldn't do, that they're currently doing. And I'm getting them to see it over and over and over. And then I get them to the point where they leave for the summer. Now imagine you're on the plane going back home. And you're reflecting on the summer and what it could have been. The amount of doors you could have knocked, the deals that you could have made, the impact that you could have had. And what would you be feeling then? And then imagine you landing and going home and seeing your significant other, girlfriend, boyfriend, your friends that knew that you were going to go say yes to this opportunity, your parents or your loved ones that now ask you, how was it? What was it like? What did you learn? And imagine yourself being in that situation and saying, yeah, it was good. Learned a lot. How does that feel? And I have them sit in that emotion. And the more they sit in that emotion, the more that reality cements. And then I have them open their eyes and I say, what'd you feel? And they say, embarrassed, resentful, just sad, depressed, knowing that every decision I make from that point is going to be tainted because of the lack of effort that I've given in this one, right? These are like the common answers. And then I say, every day you have a choice. And your choice is, what are you going to do when you wake up? And you have these lists of things that you know you shouldn't do, that if you do, that reality that you just experienced, that was in your neurology, that brought you to tears, that gets more and more real. Each of these behaviors that you do. If you don't want that reality, you do X, Y, and Z. And when you frame it like that, you bring the negative reality close. You bring it to now. You bring it to today. And people will take action faster through pain than they will with pleasure, unfortunately. But you're using this pain, this future pain, to bring to the now, to intensify it, to guide them in the direction that they want to go, that they've committed to going, but may have forgotten or may be so lower in energy because of the distractions that are in their head that it snaps them back on path and continues to fuel the rest of their summer or whatever time frame they're on. Now, this fits really well with the summer programs that I do with the direct selling because it's such a short period of time. You can use this exercise to fit whatever scenario that you're in. This might be a project that you got to finish in the next 30 days. It might be a workout goal that you have for 6 months. Use it however you see fit. But the point is, future pace a negative experience, bring it here now, assign the behaviors that you shouldn't do, that if you do, you'll be bringing that negative reality closer to actual reality. So it drives you to be more rooted in the actions that you should do that maybe you're not doing, or you should do but don't want to do, so that you actually follow through with those empowering, effective to-do items. This has been a really effective strategy and one that I highly suggest you leverage at any point. Because again, the leader's responsibility is to influence. And if someone in your tribe is not achieving the goal that they say they wanted, it might be something that they're going through at home, so you tend to that. It might be something that is a story that's in their head that's not true, so you tend to that. The part of being a leader is just equipping yourself with tools and strategies and frameworks that you could deploy at any moment in time. This is just one strategy that when the time arises, you might need to leverage to remind people of what's important. And it's not because you're trying to get them to sell more money for your organization. It's because you're trying to get them to commit and stay committed to what they told you wanted. And when you look at it through that lens, you don't feel bad about being an asshole or being direct or whatever, because it's not about you. It's about them. They came to you saying they wanted this, and you're just supporting them in their choice of what they say they wanted. To me, that's an effective leader. And so establishing your communication in a way that reminds people of who they are, what they're capable of, and where they're going is fundamental to maintaining growth, progress, sustainability, and you name it. Can goals change? Sure, absolutely. And, it's up to the leader to use that discretion. But this is for the individual that is like, I know there's more in there. I know they still want this. They're just lost. I need to snap them back in to where they need to be so that they can be optimal in how they view themselves and what I see capable of them, and, direct it to wherever you need to. So have fun with this. Again, with any technique or strategy, intention is always important. This should always be used to serve for win-win scenarios and to support people in rising to a new level of themselves, not to manipulate people, not to get them to do something they don't want, and not to use it for your own gain. It needs to be mutually beneficial. If not, don't use it. So, as always, thank you for being a part of the community. Thank you for being here, for your eyes, for your ears, for your energy, and share this episode with someone that you feel needs to hear it or would really enjoy listening because they're a leader and they need more skills and strategies. And help me get this word out to more people. My goal is to get across the world. We've been fortunate enough to reach 130 countries on this podcast, and we hover around 65, 70 on average. So let's get this message out to more people. Thank you. Much love. As always, go out there, be your own 1%, live life on your terms, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.